Hello, my name is Janice, and I'm just going to do another video here. I want to share an encounter, a situation that I experienced, and how the Lord spoke to me through this situation as far as what He had for me to do and what He wanted me to do. This is a true story. I was staying with my mom for a little while, my husband and I, and it was the coldest winter we had had, I would say ever. It was really cold. But I was sitting at her kitchen table, and you can see out of that back window. And the back window behind her house is an apartment building. So there was this cage. It was one of those traps, like an animal trap. And in that trap was a squirrel. And it was a white squirrel, one of those albino squirrels. At least I call them that. I don't know. But it was a white squirrel. And the Lord speaks to me through nature, through birds and different things. So just to see that white squirrel, I knew that there was something significant about it. But it really bothered me that he was trapped in there, and he would go back and forth, frantically trying to get out. And I wanted to call the owners to make sure they knew there was a animal in that trap, and he needed to come out of there. I was trying to find somebody before nightfall because I knew he would have froze. It was just too cold out there. And so it just really bothered me. And things bother me a little more than most people, I think, anyway, because I'm a feeler. I don't know. That'll be another teaching for another time, but it has to do with being a prophetic feeler. So you feel things on your body. But anyway, so I called around, and nobody was really interested. Once they found out it wasn't their trap, then they didn't want to have anything to do with it. And I guess the law says that they have to check those traps regularly so that no animal is caught in there, because it's inhumane. So that Friday went by. The Friday night, I'm in bed and I can barely sleep because I can't stand for anything to be tortured or, like that. So the next morning, I look out the window, and he's still moving. So I'm like, oh, he's still alive. So I'm calling again, different places, to find out who owns this trap and come and get it. But nobody seemed to have any information. It was just impossible to get any information. But it just bothered me. It really ruined my whole weekend. And I know that my family around me was like, my goodness, it's just a squirrel. How much are you going to talk about it? But it really did. It just did something to me. And so I'm in the bed that Saturday night, and the Lord is, I don't know if I prayed for the squirrel. I know that sounds crazy, but, the Lord says, clear as day. I knew what he was saying. I can't say if it was audible or knowing. I can't even explain it, but I knew it. I heard it. And he was saying, do you see how concerned you are about that squirrel and how he's trapped? He's stuck. That's how I feel about my people. And he was downloading all this stuff about how his people are trapped and they're frantically trying to get out of this situation or position. And I want you to help them. That's what I got. The same way you're passionate about this little squirrel, that's how I am about my people who are trapped, and I want you to help them out. So that really did something to me. So after that, I'm like, wow, Lord, I'll do that. And I get up the next morning, I'm thinking surely that the animal's still alive after that, but no, he was dead. He froze. It was terrible. So anyway, that Sunday, I went to church, and they had called everybody to come up to the altar. They were doing a corporate prayer thing, and my pastor, the pastor's wife, had come over to me, and she was giving prophetic words, and she said, I don't know how to even give you this word, but I'm just going to say it. I don't know what it means, but I see an animal in like this cage that can't get out. She said, does that mean anything to you? And I just shook my head, and I was like, yes, it does. I get it. So the Lord clearly was speaking to me, and he confirmed that. And so that's why some of the things I'm going to be doing videos, and I'm going to be sharing. Oh, let me go back to that squirrel too, because when I saw them finally come and get that No, when I saw him, it was already gone, the guy who came to get the trap. But I talked to him and I let him know I was not happy that I had to sit there and watch that thing be tortured for a whole weekend. And he apologized and said that he thought somebody had checked it. But he also talked about how I should have saw. I wish he hadn't shared this with me because it just really messed me up. But how the paws on that thing was almost gone for him scraping. They were bloody and him trying to get out of there. And it just hurt my heart. And I guess the same way it hurt my heart is how it hurts the Lord's heart. And he really wants his people set free and made whole. So he's been sharing some things with me that I believe is going to help a lot of people. And it took me a while to get to this point to even share. But because I know that's what I'm supposed to do, I'm going to do it. And so I'm going to cover a lot of different topics. And I hope that you will listen in, tune in, take what you need, and what you don't, put it on the shelf. If it's not for you, then, you don't need it. But pass it on, though, to somebody else that may. So I'm going to ask you to share them with your friends, family, or whoever. And I hope that they'll be a blessing to you. Thank you.